Anne came out of her room wearing only her undergarments, just to surprise her boyfriend Mike. But as she came out, she saw Mike was already going. She felt so embarrassed. To comfort her, Mike decided to stay the night with her. They just slept together. They did not have sex. It was 15th of July. Mike and Anne were so different from each other. So to keep their relationship, they decided to meet every 15th of July. From that day onwards, Anne moved to London to pursue her writing dreams, and Mike decided to travel abroad. But before going, Mike helped her in shifting her stuff. Anne started working in a restaurant, while Mike was enjoying his life in abroad. In the restaurant, Anne meets an aspiring comedian named Ian. Anne did not really like him. Whenever she felt down, she would call Mike and he would encourage her over the phone. On the 4th July 15th, Mike flew in from abroad to meet her. He learned that Annie had been promoted to restaurant manager. Mike advised her not to give up on writing. Another year later, Mike, with his charming looks, becomes the host of a popular TV show. On another July 15th, Mike drove his newly bought sports car and took Annie on a road trip. They spent some moments by the beach. They looked real lovers. They were flirting with each other. They decided that they would sleep together like real lovers do. But that night, they ended up bathing together in a hot tub. Mike still couldn't fall in love with Annie. Annie realized her persistence had been in vain. After parting ways this time, she began accepting other admirers. She decided to go on a date with Ian. Despite their lack of chemistry, Anne begins a relationship with Ian and they started living with each other in an apartment. Besides being in a relationship with Ian, Anne would call Mike whenever she felt down. 2 years later, Mike loses his television career, failing to capture younger audiences. To maintain his previous lifestyle, he married a wealthy girlfriend who was already pregnant. Mike did not mind marrying her, but his status at home was no better than that of a pet dog. He even had to work and take care of the kids. One day, Mike found out that his wife had been cheating on him while he was babysitting. His wife's affair completely destroyed their home and Mike's life. On the other hand, Anne could not take the silliness of Ian anymore, so they also broke up. Meanwhile, Annie had become a famous writer. She had published one of her books, and now she had a pianist boyfriend. She wanted Mike to meet him. Seeing this, Mike was heartbroken. He finally understood how Annie had felt all those years, so he left the spot. Anne understood Mike's feelings. She immediately came running to Mike. They kissed and became emotional. Boldly, Mike confessed his love to Annie, awakening the love she had once felt for him. After 15 years of waiting, Annie finally had the man she loved. However, just as they were about to get married, Annie got into a car accident. Mike was devastated. A year later, after his father's guidance, Mike decided to live on with strength, believing that it was the best way to honor Annie's memory. Their love remained unfulfilled.